counting down to doomsday.
This is bad.
Well, at least somebody let us know if we're coming across.
You know what it is. I didn't get you started today. I didn't batter you at all. I didn't bother you. I didn't get you pissed off.
Well, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from now. We got an hour and 15 minutes. It ain't going to last an hour and 15 minutes, I'll tell you that. We'll be lucky to go on for another 15 minutes and then cut it short.
15
Play
minutes?
Music. Play music for 15 minutes.
Yeah, right? Something's wrong today. Once in a while it happens. It's like a writer's block.
Well, I don't know. I know more like journalist conversation block, you know? I mean, I wrote what I wrote. The Armada, as our president said, which was steaming toward Korea, was actually in the Indian Ocean, going the wrong way. It had to turn around. Like I think what I put down in the blurb was wrong way Corrigan, you know, from, what was it, World War II? Wrong way Corrigan?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
what do you mean they were going the wrong way?
They were in the Indian Ocean. They had to be going the other way to go to Korea.
Well, what did they start off in the Indian Ocean, right?
No, they were not far from the Indian Ocean, but that's the way they were headed. And then they had to do an about face because nobody seemed to know where the heck the USS Carl Vincent was. You know, it certainly wasn't going to Korea, North Korea.
But anyway,
we could talk about North Korea. I mean, they're gearing up. They're cutting back on gasoline because China said they're not going to ship them the usual allotment of petroleum.
Yeah.
You know. What's his face?
Trump?
No.
Secretary of State?
No. North Korea's
Kim Jong-un,
whatever.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for all out war. But I mean, have you ever seen? They all goose step like Nazis. Remember World War II, the goose step, you know? They all dress the same. They all have the same haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were asked to be an eyewitness, yeah. Well, if you were asked to be an eyewitness at something, you wouldn't know how to identify the people. They all look alike.
Now that sounds prejudiced to me.
Nah, they all look alike. Seriously.
No, he's got 1 million soldiers, 1 million troops. A lot of people.
That's because they throw all their money into the military. That's why his people are starving. They have nothing to eat.
Yeah, but they're saying that Trump is doing a good job negotiating with China.
Well, he's relying heavily on China getting the word across to North Korea.
Well, he had that meeting with the Chinese president. They said they got along well. And
that was just after Ivanka had her meeting with him, right? About selling her clothesline and her shoes in China.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You know,
I doubt it.
They're really, you know, I mean. Transparency. There's got to be something wrong there.
With what?
You know? With this whole business thing about business and him being the president and everything. He just doesn't give a shit.
What are you talking about now? Now I'm losing you. Ivanka is an unpaid.
I don't care if she's an unpaid advisor.
And
she talks up her clothing line. She talks up her shoes, her business.
When did you hear her last talking about her shoes and clothing line?
At the last meeting I went to. What are you talking about? I don't just work for you.
Okay.
I got my sources.
Well, come out with I don't care about the sources. Come out with the dates.
I can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
Because she gave up her business while she's working for the White House.
Actually, you know what I was going to put into the headline? O'Reilly's out and Bannon is in. Get somebody right wing to take over his place at 8 o'clock. On Monday to Friday.
No, O'Reilly was not that bad. A lot of times he gave Republicans a hard time. He was a good interviewer.
Well, in all honesty, a good interviewer would give everybody a hard time because you could always find fault with either side.
No, he did. He was always, yeah.
But I'm talking about, liberal interviewers also giving Democrats a hard time.
Listen, all the liberal interviews do is talk to other liberals and they put down the Republicans. I mean, that's it. And you see Hillary's out there in the
well, that's
speeches.
Because this new book came out that I don't think she's too happy about. Shattered. Seems to be a little bit of a disagreement. About the whole campaign, the way it was run.
It was run like garbage. It was run bad.
Well,
I mean,
I think she should just retire and be a grandmother.
She can't.
Why not?
Because she wants to run in 4 years again.
No, she doesn't. That's what people are talking about, but she doesn't want to run in 4 years.
How do you know?
Because she tried it twice and failed. What do you want to be, a 3-time loser?
Okay, so what's wrong with that? I wouldn't care.
She wouldn't get it straight.
You never know. Third time might be the charm for her.
What's his face? Chris Matthews on MSNBC was saying he was talking to the two authors of that book Shattered, about her campaign, and he said, he heard that she wasn't too thrilled with the list that everybody came up with for vice presidents. He said who she should have gone after, which she didn't. And when he said it, I agreed with him. Was Sherrod Brown. Sherrod Brown is a senator from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm not sure whether Sherrod Brown was up for re-election in 2016. That might be the reason she didn't pick him. But number one, he wouldn't have allowed her to forget about the Rust Belt because he was in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
He's an Ohio senator. Okay? He would have made sure that there would have been campaigns run in Michigan and in Wisconsin and in Ohio, Pennsylvania. He could have done more for her than Tim Kaine certainly did. But Tim Kaine was not up for re-election, so he was a safe pick because if they weren't elected, he could go back to being senator of Virginia, which is what he is.
Well, I listened to him speak. He doesn't seem like the most.
He's not a very inspiring speaker. Let's put it that way.
He's not exciting.
Certainly not like you, Felix.
Oh, well, I'm just.
You are so. I mean, you.
Now
just,
look at me. I'm a bundle of joy.
The light just shines on you.
Yeah, right. I'm just a bundle of joy here. I'm so revved up. Yeah.
Like a bundle of monkey sticks.
Just remember, when you see me falling asleep, you'll throw a peanut at me or something. Wake me up.
You got them on your side. I can't reach them.
Oh, those are pistachios. You can't throw pistachios at me.
Why not?
Because they're too important to waste.
Okay. Hey, guess what?
What?
That little 10-minute banter took 10 minutes off the clock. We only have 5 minutes to go before we could legally sign off.
My gosh.
Time certainly flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Well, if a certain listener is out there, I'm sorry that this is such a boring show tonight, especially after everything that Felix promised you.
Let me entertain you.
No, put it on, Felix. Put it on. Don't take it off. Put it on. Fanny Flag ain't got nothing on you.
That's right, baby. You got it. Well, Mark is a singer in the crowd here.
Well, no, I like to think I am, but most people restrict my singing to the shower, you know,
Well, it's got a.
so they don't have to hear me.
Your shower's got a good
I'll have you know
echo.
that into high school, I was a first tenor, okay? I had a great voice, took after my mother. She had a great singing voice. She was a coloratura, my mother.
A what?
Coloratura. That's like the highest pitch that a woman can have. She was training for opera.
Oh,
my
really?
mother. You know, she almost went to Juilliard. Well, anyway.
A coloratura.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I just learned a new word. Coloratura.
Yeah, it might be on your exam so you can graduate elementary school. First, they're going to ask you if you could spell it. Then,
Yeah, right?
Then they'll ask you what it means.
Coloratura.
Don't make me laugh when my coffee comes out of my nose. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't afford to stain another shirt.
We got Mr. Trump. Has been actually very quiet this week.
He really was. I mean, maybe that's why we have nothing to talk about. I don't know.
Yeah, he's getting compliments for the way he's been treating China and his other diplomatic ventures.
Well, he keeps saying that, you know, this is going to be a big week for him. Not only... Oh, the other thing he said was, it doesn't make a difference about the first 100 days because the fake media is just going to have something to say about it anyway.
That's true, though. The media, listen, CNN is going to have their news, not saying it's right or wrong. NBC, MSNBC are going to have their news. Fox will have their news. And none of them are telling the truth.
I don't know about that. You don't know about that either.
I know the Democrat,
You remember the New York Times used to, you know, the headline and the motto of the New York Times used to be when I was going to high school, taking the train to Brooklyn
all
Tech.
the news that's fit to print.
All the news that's fit to print.
Now it's all the news that's fit to sell.
You know what I used to say? Remember those commercials that they used to have on? Did you ever travel the subways in the city?
Sure.
Remember the big ads they used to have about finding jobs through the New York Times? You know, I found my job through the New York Times.
Okay.
I found my wife through the New York Times. She was advertising.
Under what section?
Oh, classified. You know.
Under what?
Classified. If I tell you, I got to kill you. You know?
Yeah. Oh, she'll kill me if you tell me.
No, she'll kill me anyway. But anyway, folks, it's just about 9 o'clock, and I tell you...
9 o'clock?
I think...
Well, the show just started.
Shut up. 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
What am I saying? I think...
I'm
looking at your clock. That's only right 2 times a day.
That's right.
I think we should put on...
No, it's never right, because it's always ahead.
Yeah, that's right. I think we should put... No, behind. I think we should put on that song, Old Men. It's all the way at the bottom.
Old Men.
This is in honor of you and I.
Speak for yourself. Old Men.
Hey, I'm old and I'm proud. What are you talking about?
By Roger Darcy.
Yes, we're plugging his music today.
Old men shouldn't sing love songs. White men shouldn't sing the blues. Frenchmen shouldn't sing rock and roll. Takes more than blue suede shoes. But I am so in love with you, I disregard these rules. Old men shouldn't sing love songs.
It's a short one.
I wrote this for you.
Gee, I guess that's all he could remember after being an
He's
old man.
Old man. Yeah, he doesn't remember anything else.
I didn't know it was that short, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let's play Topol's Pencil. Topol?
Well, Topol was an Israeli actor who played in Fiddler on the
The
Roof.
Sabbath goes up and down. Helicopters buzz around. Muslims tunnel underground.
How long is this one? 3 minutes?
Wars cut through a broken land. It's hard at times to understand.